Okay, welcome everyone. And we are sponsored by the Fisher family, Leilin Shms Basi Bas Robert Shlomo ben Avram Alevi and Perel Bas Ruvain. Yisrael here. I believe it was the what is the yard site?
Tonight is my father's yard site.
What's the name?
I'm sorry, Shlomo ben Avraham Halevi.
Okay, it's his yard site, Shlomo ben Avraham Halevi. The neshama should have an aliyah. He should be a Melz Yosef for his family, for all of us and all of Klal Yisrael. We also sponsored Nishma Stav ben Chaim, Lefu Shalem for Yomis ben Zara, Yaakov ben Bas Yeleah, and for the Schus of Avram and Yom Benish ben Malki Yehudis and family. We're sponsored also by Yoel Klugman and family, and Lefu Shalem for Moshe Meir ben Esther Fradel, for Rivka Bashir Leah, Chana Bashoshabina, Abida Aye ben Rivka, Meir ben Chaya Sarah. They should have a refuah shalema b'sayich Sharcha Yisrael. We are holding in the first parak of Mesechtas Avoda Zara, Mishna Beis. Now we said in the first Mishnah that 3 days before the holiday of the pagans, they are very religious-minded. And therefore you can't do them a favor because that will cause them to thank their God. And causing them to thank their God is a prohibition of a Shem Eli Himacherim Lo Yisaskiru. So Rabbi Yishmael Aimer, Shloisha Yamim Lifneim or Shloisha Yamim Lachreim. They are religious-minded the 3 days before and the 3 days after their holiday. Therefore, Asr, it's forbidden to do something. The Chachamim say, Lifnei Eidei and Asr, only the 3 days before, Lacher Eidei, after the holidays, forget about it already. They're on to other things, and it's mutter. The Eilu Eideyan Shel Oivdei Kacham. In the time of the Mishnah, the following are the holidays of the Goyim. The first is Kalenda, and the second is Ustarnura. Now, it's very interesting. Kalenda and Starnura date back to Adam Arishan, when the days started to get very short. Adam was afraid that the world was coming to an end. So therefore, the 6 days before the winter solstice, he fasted. And then when he saw that the world days were getting longer again, and he saw that it was natural, he celebrated. So these days were again the 6 days before the winter solstice, and the 6 days. Excuse me, I keep on saying 6, 8. The 8 days before and the 8 days after. So calendar is actually the 8 days from when the days started getting longer again. So afterwards, they became holidays and they became pagan. And Setanura are the 8 days before the shortest day of the year. Ukratesim is the annual anniversary of the Romans over the Greeks. The Yom Genusya Shel Malachim, the anniversary of the coronation of the king. The Yom Aleida, the day of the birth of the king. The Yom HaMisa, and the day of his death. Divrei Rameir, that's the opinion of Rameir. The Chacham say the day of the death of the king was only celebrated if he was a king that was widely accepted, and upon his death they burnt all of his possessions. That was an honor that no one else is worthy to use it. The Chacham any death where they burnt his effects, yesh ba'avodah zara. That day was worshipped as a day of idolatry. V'she'ein ba'sreifa, but if they didn't burn his effects, ein ba'avodah zara. Yom taglachas zekonoi uvlorisai, the day that the king shaved his beard and the lock that he let grow a lock in the back of his head for a year, and when he shaved it, they did worship. Yom she'ola bo min hayam, a day that the king returns. No, this is not the king. This is any idolater. An idolater, when he shaves his beard and the lock of his head, or Yom She'ala Boi Ben Hayam, or he comes safely from a sea journey, V'Yom She'yotza Boi Meisa Asurim, or a day that he comes out of jail, or if he makes a wedding banquet for his son, that day, and to that man, you're not allowed to do a favor, you're not allowed to pay a loan, give him a loan, because that will cause him to go and thank his deity. Okay, we're going to do, Yetz Hashem, one more Mishna Yomis now as we catch up for Yom Tov. Those that are listening and would like to help the shiurim, if you would like to sponsor this week's Shmini Shir, we don't have a sponsor yet, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com.